Shaq has talked before about how after you guys beat the Bulls, maybe you celebrated too hard because it was, what a great moment. For both of you guys to grow up and to watch somebody like Michael Jordan and then to knock them off, I just want to know what was that feeling like because those 90s Bulls teams in retrospect, we put them on such a pedestal.
And I'll go first. You got to have dogs, right? I knew what my mentality was. Now, when I'm looking at Penny, I know that's his mentality. Now, we had this little fun thing that we would do. Penny was the master of the guard alliance, right? So B. Shaw and all of them, they listen to Penny. D. Scott, they listen to Penny. I handled the big man lines, the power forwards and the centers. So if your two main guys are believing that we can win, everybody else is gonna believe. Penny is the only guy that I've seen that didn't really care he was playing against Michael Jordan. Like it really and that's how I was. So and now the only thing because we match up with him pretty well. So now I know I gotta do a little bit better at the free throw line because they're already telling us their game plan. Three-headed monster. We're gonna use our 18 fouls. So I called my boy Buzzy Brayman, and I
Shout
really
out to
shot a
Buzz.
lot of free throws. A lot. I shot so many free throws I hated it, but it worked. And so, a couple good games, I would have really good free throw lines, and they had no answer for that. So now when it comes down like we're up a game, now Penny got to have a great game, and I got to have a great game in those last two games, which was easy for us. That's how we was able to beat them that year. Of course, they're going to say, hey, Mike was 45. He wasn't the same Mike. It don't matter. Whoever's on the court, at what happened. Like, you talk about Boston championship this year. It don't matter that the other guys were not healthy. That's not our problem, not our fault. Whoever stepped on the court, Boston had to go through multiple 7-game series, and they won the championship. So Penny and I, two guys with the same attitude that year, and we were able to win.
Yeah, from my point of view, it was a respect, but it wasn't a fear. The Bulls they had fear in people, and for me, it was an anxiousness to get to it, because if you're the greatest of all time, which I respect, then you're gonna have to show me. That just was my mentality. I wanted to play against Michael Jordan. It was if we were gonna get to a championship, it was gonna have to go through him, and we had already played half the season. It's like the favorites kind of. We were rolling. We were in our own lane, and again, it wasn't disrespect. It was just we were ready to get after it and ready to go at the Bulls. And again, Michael Jordan came on the court. It's Michael Jordan. I mean, obviously, he had a full summer with revenge on his mind after we beat him on his mind. Came back a different mindset and locked in. But at the end of the day, we played against the Bull teams, the Bulls that won championships, and were able to to conquer that.
What were
And you see that attitude right
Yeah, it
there?
was great.
That made it refreshing for me because I already know what I'm going to do. So when you get a young kid going lock us down, okay, we playing. I'm like, oh, okay. You want to go to the hood and get it cracking? Let's go get it cracking. And then you got guys following him. You got guys following me, and it was so beautiful.
So
It really
the
was.
game's over, and you look, and the pinstripes are successful, and Michael Jordan's walking off with his head down. You said you wanted that challenge. What was it like after accepting and completing the challenge,
No,
Penny?
it was a beautiful thing because we won. Again, I'm a basketball guy. I'm a basketball historian. I'm understanding in the moment what we're doing. And I watched countless film on Scotty. I had watched countless film on MJ. And I just knew, their sweet spots. I knew what they were going to do. I knew the ball handling and the rhythm that they like to be in. And we just tried to make it hard. And for me, once we overcame that hurdle, it was like, man, we just beat the Bulls. At that time, it's like, we just beat the Bulls. Now it's time to go on and,
Yeah.
and face the Indiana Pacers.
And I think what it taught me, though, was to never celebrate until the job is done. Because after we beat them, we were happy. Pacers knocked us around. We eventually got it back. But now that we got to the finals, me personally, I don't know what Penny and his crew was doing, but me personally, I was doing way too much. Because Penny, if you remember, I think we had like 7 or 8 days off.
Yeah, we did. We had a lot of days off.
So Coach Hill gave us 3 days off. The statute of limitations up, so I'm gonna go ahead and snitch on myself. Me and D Scott jumped in the flight. We was at Magic City. We was in Atlanta. We was chilling all night, partying. And then we tried to come back that on day 4 for the practice. Had a terrible practice. It didn't matter. I had an appearance at Universal Studios. I had a pre-parade at Disney. Like I was working all the way until the night before the game, and then I tried to go through my regular ritual, stay up all night, DJ, let the music. So the next game, I was tired. We played well. We got off to a good start, and then, something happened at the end. But once we lost that momentum, it was hard to get back. So I blame myself for us not getting that first
Were you
championship because I
partying
wasn't
too,
ready.
No,
Penny,
I
or were
was
you
asleep. I was locked in,
studying
man. I
film?
was I was studying film and sleep, bro. I'm telling you, man, that was just how I was. And I respected Sam.
Yeah, your penny never went out.
Sam and I. No, I didn't go out one time. Sam Cassell and I used to be in Houston in the summertime playing one-on-one full court. So Sam and I were close, and we would challenge each other because my agent was in Houston, and we would challenge each other playing one-on-one full court. So I knew all about Sam. Obviously, had nothing but respect for Kenny Smith and Vernon Maxwell and Mario Ellie and Robert Ory and those guys. But not once did I think we were going to lose. We got up, I think, 20 points in the first half, and we just lost whatever rhythm we had. And at the very end, we were supposed to take a delay of game. Me and Shaq talked about this before. We were up 3, and Kenny Smith made the 3 on me because I relaxed because Nick was supposed to take a delay of game, and we didn't take a delay of game. And he made that shot, and then we never recovered from it, man. I'll never forget that. That's one of my biggest regrets was losing that game 1. If I could have one game over, it would have been that game 1.
Kenny Smith, son of a.
And then Penny, I talked about this the other day. And, intelligent people like us understood it, but the non-intelligent people didn't understand it. I've always used professional jealousy. As long as you respect, I've always used that as motivation. For example, when I got there, I was all by myself. Now here comes Penny Hardaway. He's selling similar jersey sales. He's selling similar shoe sales. Did you think like that and also use it as motivation being on the team with me? Because listen, even though we were friends, and then one thing about me, I'm never going to disrespect you, but I knew I had competition, but I used that because like my thing was saying, okay, Penny coming in here stealing my shine, I still got to average 28, 30. Like that's how I've always, you know what I'm saying? The time we beat Mike,
Yeah,
my whole process was they always talking about Mike. They always talking about Mike. Forget that. It's me and Penny's time. So do you use, and I hope you use at the same time, do you use the term professional jealousy as motivation?
absolutely. I mean, well, how can you not? When you have that drive and you see things, it just burns you. It should burn you to be better. It burn you to greatness really. And for sure, even like you said with the Reebok deal versus the Nike deal, and I felt like I wanted to be the best in the world. And like I said, it was never disrespect, but there's no way you respect me as a man if I'm not trying to be the best at my craft. Wasn't bowing to anybody because we were both fighting for the same things in the league and everywhere because I wanted to be the best guard in the world. So at the end of the day, I knew I had to handle my business. I knew you were going to handle yours. And that was motivation at all times, for sure.